Yo, what is going on, guys? Alex7 here, and welcome back to another test drive unlimited solo account video. I know it's been a very long time since I've ever done a video covering this topic, but I decided, you know what, let me give you guys some education, and this is a very interesting video overall. So in today's video, I'm actually going to go over how I think Kiloton are actually making the map, and it's actually tied back to a WRC8 dev diary that they've done following WRC8's release. So it's actually pretty interesting as to how they make WRC's maps, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be very close to how they're making TDSC's, or if they've already done it by now. So let's go straight into the video. So starting off, one of the art directors from Kiloton are actually going to talk about WRC8 and how they basically make all the stages for it. So without further ado, let's start this video, and I'll come back and pause it in between places and kind of expand on where my thoughts are and how this is going to tie into TDUSC.
To create a country, there are different steps. The first one is related to referencing. So we get a database from the rally promoters or satellite data. We're very, very lucky to be able to work now with satellite. It allows us to have a one-to-one scale about the real locations of different countries.
So now this is the very interesting part, guys. They are able to create with this software a one-to-one scale of the country that they are currently in. So I'm pretty sure that, say they select, for example, Tenerife, they now have the whole map of Tenerife in one-to-one scale in this software. But now let's get straight back into the video.
Of different countries. From there, we generate a landscape that now allows us to work over much larger distances, about 30 kilometers by 30 kilometers, and that opens up the field of vision. It allows us to create landmarks and points of interest that players can use and will remember. It's a result of lots of analysis depending on the different country. What are the specifics of each country? What's the essence of the rally? Knowing that, of course, in a real rally, a real special, stages can last an average of 30, 40, 50, even 60 kilometers. On this game, we use much shorter lengths. So the goal is to successfully reproduce the essence of the original rally whilst making condensed stages over much shorter distances.
Now obviously, what he's talking about right now is technically more related into WRC than is TDUSC, but nonetheless it's pretty interesting to see, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be using the same technology and apply it to TDUSC, because if they're able to create a one-to-one scale. Now the only small thing I should mention, when he says 30 by 30, the only reason it is 30 by 30 is because that's how big WRC9 stages and WRC8 stages are. I don't think there are any stages that are above 30 kilometers in the game. I'm pretty sure 24 is the maximum or the highest. I'm pretty sure. Do correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is why he said 30 by 30. But anyways, let's get straight into the video again, because you're going to see someone else talk, and this part is a lot more interesting.
We have a whole system of dynamic weather now that appears in WRC8. Beyond being able to give players different conditions during a special, it also accentuates the immersion related to each particular country. In Mexico, it will be much warmer, for instance, so the weather conditions relate to that and will have an impact specific to Mexico. However, in Monte Carlo or Sweden, we have much wetter surfaces that will influence the feel of driving, the visibility, and therefore the difficulty of the stage, and of course how the beginning to the end the player will have to manage and anticipate the conditions. The weather will not only impact the visual, but it will also impact the feel of game. C8, we have a lot of new countries that we create from scratch, and for those, for example Monte Carlo or Turkey, we've based it on real topological data. With the data, thanks to a software, we reproduce the maps one-to-one scale. We define an area with the level designer to create up to 3 stages in the same open world map. And once we have done this step, we improve the terrain in the software, we export it for the first time, integrate it into our game so that the level designer can do tests in order to create prototype stages and see what they need as modifications, because sometimes the maps do need extra details. For example, in Monte Carlo it was necessary to add an entire mountain because they needed to replicate a certain vista. We will try to create a terrain which fits the needs of the level designer. Once this step is done, we finalize it, and the level designer uses their magical skills to create the stages and maps we know them today.
Alright guys, so now this is actually pretty interesting. As you've just seen, he basically said that they could get this one-to-one scale map using real topological data, which basically means that they have the same terrain as a real world location. Now with that being said, it's going to be interesting. So say for example they chose Tenerife, they would obviously pull the topological data from Tenerife. You could have the mountain in the background, you have all that, and then they'd build the roads based on that. So I'm pretty sure that's how they collaborate in between the two level designers and then the N4 graphic designer, I'm pretty sure it's called. I'm not too certain, my French translations aren't obviously the best. But basically they would choose that area and then they'd give it to the level designer to add extra details. Now I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did, because it's actually pretty interesting, and basically how TDU1 was made and TDU2 was made. I've always wondered how they're able to get the one-to-one scale and also follow all the roads in real life. So obviously this is how they did it. Pretty interesting guys, but leave a comment down below on what island do you think Kiloton have chosen for TDUSC. Again, my best bet is on Tenerife and Reunion as my top two. I'm not really sure on which one, but those are definitely my top two. But comment down below what you guys' thoughts are, and leave a like on this video. Let's try and get this video to 100 likes as well guys. Hopefully I'm not asking too much, but other than that, hope you guys stay around for another video and subscribe for more TDUSC content. I'm Log7 and I'm out guys. Peace.